Hello and welcome to a new video here on my channel. Here at Comac, it was finally delivered yesterday. Our new inflatable hot tub MSpa Alpine Delight. Of course, I set up the pool immediately and have already enjoyed the first bubbly bath in 40 degrees warm water. If you want to know more about this inflatable hot tub, if you want to know everything from the setup to the first conclusion, then stay tuned. We're starting shortly. To relax and unwind after a tiring workday, I have set up in the basement. A small spa area has been created. Especially in winter, we can relax well in the sauna, at the same time strengthen our immune system. So far, we have had to forgo a refreshing bath, because our garden pool is not usable in winter. So what could be more fitting than here in our wellness oasis, to set up a small hot tub? Unfortunately, the available space was limited. We only had just under 2 meters available to us. Most inflatable hot tubs are, however, between 180 and 220 in size. Therefore, we consciously chose a smaller model, decided. The MSpa Alpine Delight is square and has an external dimension of 1.58 mm, measures 1.58 mm. The interior area has a size of 1.18 mm by 1.18 mm, providing ample space for up to 4 adult persons. The link to the pool, as well as the accessories and spare parts, you can find under the video in the info box. There you can also leave your questions for me in the comments. Right. Oh yes, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and give me a like when I like this video. But let's not beat around the bush any longer and take a look at it. Take a closer look at the model. It is a pool from the company MSpa Alpine. Is the part named Alpine, which I bought online under the name Takapo. This inflatable pool has an exterior size of 1.58 meters by 1.58 meters and is designed for a maximum of 4 people. Is approved and has a height of just under 68 cm. The capacity is 650 liters. This model also features a built-in heater that heats the water up to 40 degrees C. Additionally, I ordered a separate mat. These 4 mats are in the format of 80 x 80 cm. Can be assembled like a puzzle, resulting in a base area of 1.60 by 1.60. Should fit quite precisely for the pool. Before I take a closer look at the individual components before setting up the pool, I will first prepare the base. Then it will be more comfortable working. The assembly is indeed very incredibly simple. The ends are extremely simply placed on top of each other and interlocked. Pressed. I unpack the package. Contents consist of the following components. On one hand, indeed, the pool. Also the cover sheet, which is needed to create insulation. A warning sign that one should check the house electrical system beforehand. For the inspection. Included is a tester. You plug it into the socket. It then emits a signal, whether the circuit breaker is faulty or not. Then we have a filter cartridge that needs to be checked, a filter insert, and additionally a small bag with replacement patches in case something breaks. Then we have an adapter specifically designed for the Gardena hose system, and a lever with which you can conveniently set something up. Now I will take the pool out of its packaging. The protective film has been removed. The pool is still remarkably compact. The material feels really robust and very heavy. You should imagine the smell like that of a freshly unpacked. Introducing the air mattress. It doesn't smell very strong, but you can smell something. I will set up the pool. First, I will pull it apart and set it up the way I will need it later.
As you just saw, it is difficult to pull apart without a second person. Not that easy. The pool is relatively rigid. This may be partly because it was only delivered recently. It was delivered half an hour ago. and there are sub-zero temperatures outside. On the other hand, the material is relatively stiff and robust. From my perspective, this speaks in favor of the pool. I think the easiest way will be to inflate the pool so that it takes its final shape. And to inflate, I need the backside. The pool is self-inflating. I don't need to pump here. I have now freed the cable from the heaps of plastic. As you can see, it is a normal Shuko plug stronger and a residual current device that is in the system is integrated. The tripping current is set at 10 mA. I will test it right now. But first, regarding this small part, it was also included and is a socket tester that comes with, should reveal whether my home installation is suitable for this pool system at all. I plug in simply insert the socket tester into the outlet. The display blinks and then stays green. My home installation is thus absolutely and undoubtedly suitable. Now, the plug from the pool goes into the socket. The function is set to. The information is clearly explained on the device, but it is very difficult to read due to the small font size and complex language used. According to the detailed instructions provided, I should carefully locate and then press the reset button to proceed with the process. Press. Do you hear the beeping? There is now power on it. Now I will press the test button. With this, to make it work again, I press the reset button again. That works so far. Next, let's get started with inflating it. A guide is directly used on the back. I should, in the first step, carefully turn everything to the left until it stops. Then, I should gently and slightly press and hold the button. Press the bubble button on the remote control, which is typically located near the top and is easily identifiable by its unique shape. This button is crucial for accessing special features. Let's take a closer look at the remote control to understand its layout and functionality better.
It took just under 3 to 4 minutes to inflate the pool. It really went very quickly. Once the pool is fully inflated, as the third point clearly explains, undoubtedly and certainly, I should prepare the pool. Inflate until the manometer turns green. That raised the first question for me. The manometer, where is it hidden? It is to the left of the display, this small component here. That is a manual manometer. This means that if the pressure is not sufficient, the display will be yellow. The more air there is in the pool, the stronger the spring pushes outward, until this green area, it is visible. If too much air has been inflated, you can turn the interior to the left, and the air is released once more. Turning to the right closes the valve once more. The whole thing should only go up to the green area. I don't know if the air pressure is really sufficient. It can be relatively easy to press in, but the pool stands very compact as a whole. When I push it with a finger, the whole structure slightly moves. It is quite sturdy and robust. After that, having completed the third step, I move on to the fourth step. I conclude the valve and turn the knob to the right. Now I am already finished with the setup and can focus on take care of the water. Before I take care of the water, one more thing. I almost made a huge mistake. This underlay mat was included in the bag, which also contained the cover is lying there. I do not need this underlay mat as the pool is operated indoors, is to be securely secured. However, hooks are firmly attached here at the bottom to safely fasten the protective cover. Without, these hooks cannot secure the protective cover on the top. I find that unacceptable. Very cleverly solved. Furthermore, this protective cover feels cheap. Whether it can withstand outdoor conditions for the pool, I dare to doubt that it could protect against anything outdoors. At most, it is a dirt protection. A brief look at the filter unit. Here you can see both water openings. Here the water is sucked in and here it is pumped out again. The pump is specifically located in this wall. This filter inlet can be easily opened. For this small telephone receiver intended, it is placed on and then turned to the left. then I can, if necessary. If it is dirty or clogged here, clean it. Basically, the cover remains installed. I have already unpacked the filter. It was wrapped in a lot of plastic. The filter comes with this construction specifically at the entrance. These particular openings connect to these contacts in order to effectively function. The component is hung and turned to the right until it is tight. Then the filter is simply placed until the stop has engaged. That's it. The water is drawn in through this filter. Pushed out again by the pump at the bottom. Dirt and the like would be here in the filter. Get stuck. To what extent this is disadvantageous when a total of 4 people are sitting in the pool? It is obvious. I think that thing will be kicked away in no time. I assume that one can easily remove the filter during operation. Then there is more than enough space, even if there are more than 2 people. When the pool is operating normally, without people, then the filter simply goes back on. And that's it. The water is drained through the water openings. Backside where the technology is located, on the various components and features that are integrated into this system. Down here, there is a connection, and you can turn it off. A sealing ring on it, which has been designed to fit securely. This pipe ends in the pool at this opening, and I can also open this safely and easily. And close. The water then drains there. I suspect that due to the design, it will not drain all the water. A small residue will remain on the bottom. Either you lift the pool sideways so that the remaining water can drain out. Does the pool then stand up? One has to turn the pool around. This may not cause any problems outdoors. Here inside, it is more difficult. My entire floor is tiled, but my sauna is made of wood. Wood does not withstand standing water in the long term. I need to think of something. Consider carefully when the time comes. After I have made all the necessary preparations, the pool once the filter is installed in the correct position and the air has been inflated, the all-important question, how does the water get into the pool? Ideally with a garden hose. Placed in, connected, done. This may work wonderfully simple in the outdoor area. It's not quite so easy here in the house. I don't want to run the garden hose through the window. Hang. Therefore, I have decided to do the whole thing over my shower. I will attach it to install a garden hose as a shower hose. For this, I use an adapter for the Gardena quick coupling system. The other side has a 1-2 external thread. It fits perfectly onto the hose from my shower. This way, I have the option to directly let warm water into the pool.
While I fill the water, I can take a moment to talk about the technical. Philosophizing about data. With a total power of 2100 W, this pool is not to be underestimated. 1500 W approved. The heating and 600 W for the massage jets. The pool operates on 220 Vi and 50 Hz. It is therefore compatible with the European system compatible. The filter pump has a power consumption of 35 W and achieves 1325 liters per hour. The heating is approved for ranges from 20 degrees to 40 degrees, or the manufacturer specifies this performance range. What is special about this MSpa pool is that it has a UVC disinfection unit. According to the description, there should be a UVC lamp in the pump unit that automatically disinfects the water. I can certainly imagine a capacity of 4 people when I see the MSpa pool set up. I looked at the condition. When I originally read the dimensions of 1.58 by 1.58 in the external format, I was still a bit skeptical. After all, only 1.18 melon by 1.18 melon remains as the interior measurement. Massage jets ensure that the water later bubbles pleasantly and powerfully. And to make sure it works properly, to create bubbles, it obviously requires a lot of water. In total, 650 liters of water are needed into this pool. The heating capacity is specified as 2 degrees to 2.5 degrees per hour. The is quite sporty. The weight without water is 21 kilo. The package was still quite manageable. It can be carried well alone, however 2 people are definitely more sensible. I doubt that I can manage the MSpa pool. Could be easily reassembled so that it fits back into the old packaging. Speaking of which, Packaging. Included with the MSpa pool is the wired multifunction remote control, the insulated cover with quick release, 2 filter cartridges, inflatable hose with manometer, a garden hose adapter, a repair kit, and German assembly instructions. It took approximately 1.5 hours to fill the water up to between the 2 markings. On the side, there is a marking for the minimum and maximum water line. To see, I have filled the water up to the middle of the 2 lines. My pool thermometer currently shows a temperature of just under 38 degrees C. My desired temperature, which the pool heater is almost achieved. Now it is time to test the pool. For this purpose, the plug into the socket, and I test the installation according to the instructions. First, the reset button, then the test button, and now again the reset button. Now comes the remote control. Comes into play. The remote control is connected via a cable. The cable is not very long, reaches up to the edge of the pool. By default, the remote control displays the water temperature. Currently 37.5 degrees C. This corresponds to the reading from my analog thermometer. I have now various options that this remote control offers me. I can adjust the water temperature, set using the heater button at the top left. The filter operation button. I can turn on the bubbling functions and the timer. Below, I have one of each. Button to increase and decrease. To set the water temperature, press. I place my desired temperature set to 40 degrees on C. If I do nothing for 3 seconds, the temperature will be confirmed, and the system starts. You can hear it. It's buzzing here. The filter operation is running, and the heating is also running. The filter LED is green, which means the filter is functioning. The button for the heating is red. Once the desired water temperature is reached, the button should turn green. I will test it right away. I click on heating and set the desired water temperature to 35 degrees C.
There is no green display. The lighting has completely gone out, since my desired temperature is currently lower than the actual water temperature. Okay, I set the temperature back to approximately 38 degrees C. With the timer function, I can control when my device operates efficiently. The desired temperature should be reached. This is a very practical function. As I mentioned earlier, as I have already mentioned, to raise the water temperature by approximately 20 degrees C, I would need nearly 10 hours or so. It doesn't make much sense to come home from work and quickly press the button. Press and immediately jump into the pool. 10 hours is already a bit more than just being in. Put on the swim trunks for 5 minutes. I would need to come home before noon in the heating. Turn it on so I can bathe in the evening. In this case, I can program the timer. I set the time for when I want to use the hot tub. Hours until then, the desired temperature is already set. The pool is heating up. Automatically raise it so that the desired temperature is reached within the specified time. This is a great thing. Indeed, that's good. If it works, I'm currently testing the functionality of the bubbling feature now. Yes. Okay, this thing definitely has power. It's fun to watch here. I'm already looking forward to the first one. Jumped suddenly into the pool. There's really quite a bit of steam. You must have heard the volume, and unexpectedly, a significant amount of it. Was not quiet at all. You can distinctly hear the soothing bubbling function. When you are sitting in the pool, it is definitely not quite so extreme. But that's something that could slightly bother me a little bit. I need to test it a little bit while bathing and thoroughly. That's it for the setup and installation of the pool. I will carefully... Now I will just put on my swim trunks and jump into the hot tub. But first I will show you something. The cover. The cover is specifically part of the pool. In particular, the cover is placed over the pool and secured with the hooks. The cover is supposed to protect the pool from dirt. The cover is also have an insulating effect. I don't quite believe that because the material is relatively thin. Is and does not have a separate air cushion. I have simply put on the cover. Alone, it is not so easy at all. The cover slips as soon as you try to secure it on one side. On the other side, the pool, the voltage is quite high, but it works. I can easily manage it on my own. I can press it down relatively far. The cover is hanging in the halfway through. This means that when it rains and the hot tub is outside, then you regularly have a dirty puddle of water here. That doesn't bother me because the cover is waterproof. No dirty water can run into the pool. But every time you occasionally remove the cover to swim in the pool, the dirty water is exposed to run the pool. Then 2 people are needed to quickly open the cover at the same time so that no water runs into the pool. It could have been done differently. It could have been solved better. That was my introduction to the inflatable hot tub MSpa Alpine Delight. This pool, I will try it out for quite a while, at least one season. Afterwards there will be from a review of my experiences that I was able to gather here. I will report how the electricity costs are developing and how it relates to water consumption. And of course I will also analyze the topic of humidity in the basement. If you want to know, if you want to hear what I have to say about it, then subscribe to my channel and hit the bell so you don't miss any. The following videos missed. Check the video description below. There I have included everything for this. Video relevant links including the product links have been set. I would appreciate a like if you enjoy it. I hope the video has helped you. Have fun swimming. Wishes, Comaik. Until next time. Ciao.